Hello everybody, my name's Barb. I'm a Throwbridge blogger. I'm here today with some arcs. They're my Goodreads arcs. So don't let anybody tell you that you can't get any books on Goodreads, because I get tons of them. Okay, first off, I've shown this in a video before, but it was before I read it. I just read this recently, Battlemage. I loved it. It's full of dragons and the Battlemages, and it was a great adventure. I couldn't put it down. Also, I'd like to do honorary mention. I just read Patrick Rothfuss's Name of the Wind and A Wise Man's Fear. Loved them, loved them. I have a Goodreads review of The Name of the Wind already up, and my one for A Wise Man's Fear will be going up later today. Okay, now, this next book, Last of Her Name, by Jessica Khoury. I think that's what this says. Jessica Khoury. This is a sci-fi. It was really good. Very reminiscent of Star Wars. It makes you feel like you're in that kind of era. It's a lot about the Empire, and I liked it. I don't like a lot of sci-fi, but I like this one. I gave 5 stars, and I gave this 5 stars. Okay, next. If you go down into the woods. Okay, I've got to refresh myself because it's been a little while. We were so young when it all happened, just 13 years old, making the most of long, hot, lazy days of summer. Thinking we had the world at our feet. That was us, me, Fat Bobby, Jim, and Tara, 4 members of the Outsiders Club. The day we found the burnout car in the woods was the day everything changed. Cold hard cash in the front seat, a body in the trunk. It started out as a mystery we were all desperate to solve. Then the collector arrives. He knew we had found a secret, and suddenly our summer of innocence turned into the stuff of nightmares. Nothing would ever be the same again. This was so good. I just loved it. I mean, every minute of it. It gave me the vibes of Stephen King's It, the kids. So, real close friendship. And of course, you see they talk about the Outsiders Club. It's kind of like the Losers Club. But, oh my God, it was so scary. Next. Oh, I forgot to say, it was by Seth C. Adams. I'm sorry, I'm not good at this, guys. You just gotta bear with me. Okay, the next one. In Another Life, a novel by C.C. Hunter. This was my first C.C. Hunter book. And I checked it out because I got some fantasies by her, but this is actually more of a, let's see what it says about it. I guess it's meant to be a thriller. Yeah. Young adult fiction, thrillers, and suspense. Okay, let me read what it says. What would you do if your whole life was a lie and learning the truth would cost you your life? Cleo was 3 years old when she became Chloe Holden, but her adoption didn't scar her. She had a great life, now 14 years old. Her loving parents' marriage has fallen apart, and her mom has moved them to Joyful, Texas. Starting 12th grade as a new kid in school, everything Chloe loved about her life is gone, and feelings of deja vu from her early childhood start haunting her. When Khoury meets Cash Colton, she feels drawn to him as though they're kindred spirits until Cash tells her the real reason he sought her out. Khoury looks exactly like the daughter his foster parents lost years ago, and he's determined to figure out the truth. This was a good filler. I think I gave it 4.5 stars, maybe 5. Somewhere between 4 and 5. I know that. I know I'm not very organized, people. Okay, friends. This book. I want to talk about this book. I only read 17 pages of this book, and there's a very good reason why. In the 17 pages, I read 4 racial slurs. And I'm going to read you the last one because I had a friend who was a person of color told me to go ahead and try to read it, and I just can't. I have mixed grandchildren, and I just can't. So, and this is talking about, let's see, where is it? I found the boy unconscious. A crowd already standing around and patched him up and sent him to the doctor and set him off for home. I soon became aware that a pair of native police constables were walking behind me. What the blazes are you on about? I demanded. We were told to bring you in to the police station, came the stilted reply. This got my goat. Native police are never sent to take in a white. Had they no respect? You had better get, I yelled, unless you want to get shot too. They got... Naturally, I reported to the colonial police myself. By the greatest of good fortune, I was not asked to produce my shooting license. I didn't have one. Anyway, the boy suffered no great damage. Native hide is thick, and the shot hadn't penetrated any vitals. The medic didn't even bother to remove the shrapnel embedded in the skin of his back, which left a pimply sort of rash. They followed a month of ribbing me, however. Who shot the pig? What's the price of pork? As it turned out, by the strangest coincidence, the native's name was Ngloomba. Maguluba, I don't know, which means none other than pig. Skip ahead 2 years, and a native boy walks through my front gate, all a grin, familiar. Go round back, I shout. Natives aren't allowed to use the front entrance. He stays where he is, grinning in the wind like a numbskull. It's the village idiot, I realized, the one the Italian girl Lena had struck down in the dining room. Well, imagine this. I'm the Gloomba, says he, and turns around to show me the braille in his back. Oh, are you? Says I. Well, here's a 10 bob for you. Off he goes, good as a fiddle, and just as merry as everyone was satisfied. Certainly I was. I had peppered a nig for 10 bob, and got a shooting cup for it. It just goes to show, if you hadn't been down with the shakes in the first place, I'd never snatched the gawoozy wig. Lena would have never struck the boy. He wouldn't have misjudged his crouch, and I'd have nabbed neither pig nor prize. Okay, so you see how many slurs are there. Well, that's 3 or 4 right here, but there's 3 or 4 on in earlier pages. I can't read it. I can't recommend it. I can't give it away. I'm throwing it in the garbage. So, The Old Riff by Namwali Serpell. I'm taking it as a white South African because this is an African author, and they can keep this. Okay, now, cute little cozy type mystery. Usually I don't like these, but I just love this one. Lucy Brewer would never have guessed that her best friend Duffy McCready of McCready's Bait Shop and Funeral Home has been in love with her since they were kids. Duffy lacked the nerve to confess his true feelings then, so he stood by and watched her wed another guy right after high school. But now Lucy's back in town, a new widow. It is the wrong time to take a shot? Even as her family and friends invade Lucy's life, sure that she must be incapacitated by grief, Lucy is ashamed to admit that their marriage was a failure and her late husband was a serial cheater. She tells no one, instead pouring all her energy into opening a bakery so she can build a new life for her and her young son. When Lucy asks Duffy for help with remodeling the shop, they quickly rediscover the spark that pulled them together so many years ago. And this time, Duffy's determined to speak up. Okay. Duffy's mom is funny, and she's meddling. But the ex-mother-in-law, oh my God, she's horrid. But it was funny, it was sweet, it was all the things I don't usually like sweet. Okay, but this was cute. I liked it. I think I gave it like 4.5 stars. Okay, next is Charged. Oh, wait a minute. I'm forgetting. Gimme Some Sugar is by Holly Harper. Charged by Emily Bazelon. Name down there. Okay, this is talking about all the things that prosecutors do to illegally find defendants guilty, but you know, all the little underhanded things they do, withholding evidence, ignoring evidence, evidence getting lost, whatever, you know. It's the prosecutor's job to prove us guilty. And if you're poor, it's really hard because you can't afford a great lawyer. Public defenders always like, take a plea. Well, this would be a great book for reference. It has a great big reference area in the back. I thought it was very interesting. I gave it 4 stars. Next one's Off the Farm. Joanne Ramo. I thought it was okay. I think I gave it 3.5 stars. It's about these maid foreigner comes to America. She ends up going to this place they call the farm to have a baby for rich people, and the whole idea is to make them like you so that they'll ask you to have another child, and the more children you have with the same people, the more demands you can make for money and better living arrangements and all that. I thought it was okay. It wasn't the greatest. It's like 3.5 stars, I think I gave it. Okay, now on to the ones I haven't read. Finding Orion. I started it but I haven't read much. John David Anderson. This is a middle grade book, and it's about this guy that dies, and his family has to go for his funeral, and they find out that Papa Quirk is mysterious, dangerous, and cool, where their dad is predictable and nerdy and boring. So, what little bit I've read is kind of cute. This one, Rouge, by Richard Kirshenbaum. I thought this was going to be a big time romance, but from what I read a couple pages, and then I read the back, and it's more about the makeup fashion industry. And I have another one. I like fashion, even though I don't care what I wear, but I like to look at it. And I have this other one, which is also about fashion. And I was hoping that it was an actual memoir, but it's fiction. So it's about Coco Chanel. But it's like historical fiction. Parts of it's real, parts of it's not, you know. But I think I'm going to like those two. Okay, here's one I don't really know what's about. Ayesha at Last, by Uzma Jalaluddin. Uzma Jalaluddin. Okay. Ayesha Shamsi has a lot going on. Her dreams of being a poet have been set aside for teaching jobs so she can pay off her debts to her wealthy uncle. She lives with her boisterous Muslim family and is always being reminded that her flighty young cousin Hafsa is close to rejecting her 100th marriage proposal. Though Ayesha is lonely, she doesn't want an arranged marriage. Then she meets Khalid, who is just as smart and handsome, and he is conservative and judgmental. She is irritatingly attracted to someone who looks down on her choices and dresses like he belongs in the 7th century. When a surprise engagement is announced between Khalid and Hafsa, Ayesha is torn between how she feels about the straightforward Khalid and the unsettling new gossip she hears about the family. Looking into the rumors, she finds she has to deal with not only what she discovers about Khalid, but also the truth she realizes about herself. So it's a romance. It sounds cute though. I mean, ooh. Sorry, that was my mic. I knocked it over. Next, Susan Lewis wrote 1 minute later. 1 minute later. How well do you know the people you love? For one young woman returning to the past, the answer could be heart-shattering. Okay, that's all I want to read. So it's romance. After. I've heard a lot about this recently. Anna Todd. And I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a new movie. So Tessa is a good girl with a sweet, reliable boyfriend back home. She's got direction, ambition, and mother who's intent on keeping her that way. But she's barely moved into her freshman dorm when she runs into Harden, who has tousled brown hair, cocky British accent, tattoos, and lip ring. Harden is cute and different from what she's used to. But he is also rude to the point of cruelty, For all his attitude, Tessa should hate Hardin, and she does until she finds herself alone with him in his room. Something about his dark mood grabs her, and when they kiss, it ignites within her a passion she's never known before. He'll call her beautiful, then insist he isn't one of her, isn't one for her to just disappear without a word. Despite the reckless way he treats her, Tessa is compelled to dig deeper and find the real Hardin beneath all his lies. He pushes her away again and again, yet every time she pushes back, he only pulls her in deeper. Tessa already has the perfect boyfriend, so why is she trying so hard to overcome her own hurt and Hardin's prejudice about nice girls like her? Another little love story. Sorry about the glare. Maybe if I turn off. Probably won't be able to see it all. Okay, I only have one more arc to show, and this is it. Wilbur Smith wrote The King of Kings. This is about two families that are at war. I am the mouth of your Emperor Menelik, King of Kings, Lion of Judah, hear me. With the help of God, I will defend the inheritance of my forefathers and drive back the invader by force of arms. When a jealous former lover destroys the happiness of Penrod Bellatane and his fiancée Amber Benbrook, their vision of shared future shatters. Searching for purpose, Amber travels to Abyssinia with her twin sister, Saffron, and her adventurer husband, Ryder Courtney. Seeking their fortune, they undertake the dangerous journey to Addis Ababa, but they soon find they may have risked losing everything to a powerful new ruler, Menelik II, the King of Kings. Back in Cairo, a devastated Penrod seeks oblivion in the city's opium dens. He is rescued by an old friend who is a member of the Italian army and offered a chance to join the military effort. Italy has the signs on Abyssinia, and there are rumors of a plan to invade. With storm clouds gathering on opposite sides of the invasion, can Penrod and Amber find their way back to one another against all odds? I think this is kind of funny because the store down the street is Abyssinia. So that's all I have for you now. I thank you very much for watching. If you want to see more, click like, click subscribe, and then hit the bell for notifications if you want to see more of my videos. I'm sorry, I'm not that good. I do my best. I like to read. Thank you. You have a blessed day. All my information will be down in the box, and if you have any questions, write them in the comments. Thank you. Bye-bye.